Hi, everyone. Obviously, a key point of wellness and holistic health is to be free of aches and pains. Most common type of musculoskeletal ache and pain is lower back pain. Most people these days tend to be living very sedentary lives and experience it from sitting too much, a lot of times with poor posture. It could also come from doing things in a way that leads to problems in the lumbar region of the spine. So what I just want to introduce you to now is a really simple yoga practice you can do. It will take about 10 minutes. It's just 7 different practices, okay? I really want, and you're hearing me emphasize this over and over, that the key to these practices to work for healing lower back pain has nothing to do about how deeply you stretch and how flexible you are. It's about knowing your edge and not going past it. It's about feeling the effects of the stretch, but to be steady and comfortable in the body and in the breath and in the mind within every movement. Okay, so we're going to start this practice off, and I'm going to make some kind of key reminders of things that you can do to maybe feel the pose a little more comfortably, maybe a little deeper, just to feel the benefits. Because remember, that's the point of this. It's not how you look. It's to heal aches and pains. And specifically, we're going to be focusing on the lower back right now. So if you have a mat ready, we're going to start the practice. So coming in, we're going to start off with cat and cow. So you can move into a table position. So what you want to be doing with this posture is almost like your back has created a table. And you want to line up where the hands are underneath the shoulders, creating an L shape with the legs. And you start off the back flat. And think about this point of this is not so much about stretching. It's about linking movement with breath. So as you take an inhale, you arch the back and the head comes up. Do not strain the neck, just naturally looking forward. You exhale, you round out the back, tuck in the tailbone, tuck in the head, as if midpoint is pulling the back up. Inhale, slowly, 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 as if you're just this snake-like movement moving through the spine. Exhale, round out. Keep that awareness through the back and the spine. And now just link your movement with breath. Let's do 4 more. Remember, just be in your own flow. Find you want to do all these postures to about 70%. You want to go deep enough that you feel the effects of the stretch, but not so deep that you're not relaxed and comfortable and breathing well. Every asana you should do, the posture and poses, you should be breathing slow, smooth, and continuously. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, take 1 more, exhale, rounding out, nice and loose. It's a really nice way to loosen up the spine and come back to table. That kind of medium spot where your back is flat. Now we're going to come down onto the mat in what we call in yin yoga, the Sphinx pose. So you're going to come down onto your belly and you're going to come down onto your forearms. There's a slight arch, as you notice, in your back. And just relax here. And I know if some of you are used to going into what they call cobra, where you're kind of arching the back more. We'll come to that in a sec. So right now, you just want to feel this nice arch in the back and just breathe. Just nice, relaxing breath. And one variation, if you don't feel enough through this and you want to go deeper into the pose, you could point the arms out at about 45-degree angle. And you could press up. So you straighten up the arms and you come up. Now, some of you, this will feel great. And you could breathe nice, slow, and smooth. You feel steady and comfortable. Some of you, and I'll be honest myself, this is not comfortable for me. This creates too much compression in my lumbar region, in my spine, the lower spine. So I come back to Sphinx. So just do what you like. Remember, the point of these is to heal lower back pain. It's not how you look. So let's just stay here for about a few breaths. And just once again, keep the mind in the body, linking that body, breath, and mind connection. Okay, now moving into the next posture. We're going to come into what they call child's pose, but it's a specific variation that, in my experience, people have an easier time with. Now, stay on the front. So you're going to come back onto your knees. Come back like you were in cat-cow. Get the knees go wide as the knees will go as wide as they can on the mat, and the big toes will come together, and you're sinking your buttocks down by your heels. keeping the arms out. Now, the point of keeping the arms out is more of your weight now comes onto your hands and your forearms, and it's not on your forehead, okay? By keeping our knees wide, we take a little bit of that pressure off of our knees. Now, some of you might still feel pressure on your knees. There's no problem putting pillows in the back of your knees. If it feels too much on the floor, you can put pillows underneath your knees as well. It's all about knowing your body. If you're feeling any pain whatsoever, use the props, okay? So if you need to use it, if this is a pretty hard floor, get comfortable and sink back and just be in this pose. And once again, this V-shaped pattern with the legs, I think you'll find a lot more comfortable than the traditional child's pose where the feet and the knees are together. Another variation on this is separate the feet. So the feet go parallel with the knees. So the feet come out as wide as the knees are. And you're going to sink back. And now not only are you having a nice stretch through the whole back and the upper back and shoulders, you're also feeling a nice stretch here in the groin area by bringing the feet and the whole lower legs, the calf muscles, parallel with the knees. So once again, feel free when you practice this on your own. If this feels good, this is one of my favorite poses. I'll stay in this for minutes. Just know yourself. Don't feel rushed out of here. There's also nothing wrong with putting on some relaxing music. It's a great practice to do after work. It's a great practice to do before bedtime. This is very relaxing and very healing. Now we're going to come to our backs. So you can come and lie down on your back, and we'll do a few poses this way. You can use a pillow. Personally, I like to use a pillow. It takes strain off your neck, your cervical spine. If you don't want to use a pillow, I just highly recommend that you pay attention to the position of the forehead related to the chin. You want the forehead as high or a little higher than the chin. You want to make sure you're not straining the neck. So the first one that we're going to do in the yin yoga terminology, we call it Bananasana. We're creating like a crescent curve, like a banana. So come all the way onto the right side of your mat with the feet together. Your whole body comes on the right, your head too. Okay, and at first what you're going to do is you're going to walk the feet over to the left corner. And then you're going to move your head and shoulders as much as you can. Once again, 70% rule. Don't move to your edge. Move to that 70, 75%. Feel the effects of the stretch, but not move past there. Make sure your both buttocks stay on the mat. A lot of people have a tendency to try to overdo it and their buttocks comes off the mat. So you just feel this is a great stretch for the sides. Once again, staying here 1 minute, staying here for 5 minutes, whatever you enjoy. Okay, and to come out of this, you could walk the feet back to the right side of the mat, then move the upper head. Okay, and then bring the body back to the left side. So roll the whole body over to the left. When you're ready, walking the feet to the right corner, shuffling the head and the shoulders to the right side as well. Once again, steady and comfortable. Come to that place you feel the effects of the stretch, but not so much you're causing any pain. And also keep both buttocks on the mat, very important. You keep the palms down if you like. You could also bring your palms and your arms out to shoulders. So bring them out. You could also hold the arms up above your head, behind your head. A lot of times you're going to feel the effects more holding the hands above the head, holding the elbows, or holding it out, shoulder width. Okay? Once again, this comes from the Yin Yoga catalog. A lot of these poses are meant to be held from 3 to 5 minutes. But for now, we're just moving through the movements so you get a feel for them. This is like, as I say, this is what I've been doing for a couple decades for my back personally. Essentially this set. So you can now come out of that, rolling the feet back. Now what we're going to do, come to the middle of the mat, bring the feet flat, and the knees up, and the feet are going to stay together and the knees are going to be together. And we're going to do a twist, okay? A lot of people are used to doing twists with one leg long and they press. We're just going to drop both the knees to the right. So both knees are going to come to the right. Let the arms go shoulder height. Bring them out. Now, if you notice, if your knees are not touching the ground, we want to relax into this pose. Take your block. So grab your block, or you can grab a pillow. You want the knees to rest. If your knees come down to the floor, great. If they don't, that's great too. But then get a block, get a pillow, let the knees relax. The main thing we want is just feel this nice, gentle twist into the lower back. You're keeping your arms out. If you can, you could look, if your knees are down to the right, look over to the left. If that causes any pain, be where it's comfortable. And once again, this is a great pose. You can do this for 30 seconds. You could do this for 5 minutes. And just stay in here as long as you like. Take another breath. And then come back up to the middle. You know, taking your time. Don't rush the other side, but when you're ready, drop to the other side. Take an exhale and drop. Once again, just be in the body. You're just trying to really, really enhance relaxation through the body, through the breath, and through the mind. It's an excellent practice for the evenings. Staying here as long as you like. We'll just do it another couple of breaths. And come on out. Come back to the middle. Next practice we're going to do is actually, I only really noticed, called Happy Baby. So this is an amazing practice. It might feel a little weird to kind of do for the beginning, but it's what I call a dual benefit because it feels great on the back as well as it's great for opening up the groin, hip flexors. So you're going to bring your feet up and the knees up. And you're going to grab the bottoms of your feet from the inside, and you're just going to be like pulling down on the bottoms of your feet, trying to get the knees down to the mat. And you could rock the body a little side to side, almost like you're giving yourself a back massage. And you're going to feel a great stretch in the groin. You're going to feel the back kind of nice and loosening up into the mat. And once again, stay here as long as you like. If you have a hard time grabbing your feet, some people grab their toes. You could also grab, use a belt to wrap around your feet. So once again, don't force it. This is an excellent, excellent asana, but this also can cause some problems. Some people might have difficulty with this. No problem using a prop. Get a belt, get a towel, whatever you need to help you grab onto the feet to kind of gently guide the knees towards the floor. Okay, and we'll gently come out of this. And to finish up any back series, what I like to do is what I call lower belly breathing, or some people refer to it as a pelvic tilt. So we're going to bring the knees up and the feet flat. The feet are separated, but the knees come together. So as if you're creating a couple of triangles. The palms are flat on the mat. And there's just 3 things to think about as you breathe in and 3 things to think about as you breathe out. So start with an exhale. We're just going to do 6 breaths like this. So start with an exhale. As you breathe in, the belly swells, the lower back arches off the mat, and the pelvic bone pushes into the mat a little. As we exhale, the belly shrinks, the back flattens into the mat, and that pelvic bone, the bottom of the spine, tilts a little off the mat. And again, we inhale. Belly swells, arch the back, pelvic bone push into the mat. We exhale, shrink in the belly, we flatten the back, and the pelvic bone tilts a little off the mat. And then do 3 more of these on your own. As we finish up, let's do 1 more breath. And then just relax. You can put your palms up to the ceiling. Once again, that's just a nice 7 movement set for healing lower back pain as well as relaxing. And really want to reiterate, it can get a little complex when you start talking about optimal health and well-being. But at the base level, we just want to be free of aches and pains. And my introduction to the Eastern arts was through lower back pain. I had a herniated disc in my 20s, and I just had a good doctor give me advice on how to take care of myself. And I've been following that. And essentially what I just showed you is a couple decades worth of trial and error. So I found a bunch of practices that feel really good for me and tend to work. So I've been a couple decades tend not to have much problems with my back, but I'm very much on top of practicing a lot. So I really hope you take this practice and you make it part of your day. And there's nothing wrong with doing this, putting on some nice relaxing music as well and bringing it in, whether it's during any break during the day or, as I said, in the evening before bedtime. It's a nice part of an evening ritual. So thanks for joining us and hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.